Hi, my name is Kathy Hebler. Donna Spiker and I direct the DaSy Center, which is shorthand for the Center for IDEA Early Childhood Data Systems. Thanks for joining us today to hear about how DaSy works with other OSEP-funded TA centers to support cross-state learning. Let's start today by talking a bit about what DaSy is. We are a TA center focused on high-quality early childhood data for Part C and 619. We help states build better data systems with a special emphasis on linking data. We also help states with data quality, data collection, and using data. We can help with APR data and collecting and analyzing data for SIP implementation and evaluation. Like all OSEP-funded TA centers, DaSy supports states in many different ways that you're probably familiar with. We maintain a website that is full of great resources. We invite you to visit our website to see some of those resources. Now let's talk about some of the ways in which DaSy has and will continue to promote states coming together to learn from each other. Sometimes it is useful for a state to work one-on-one with a TA center, but there are also many common issues facing states where states can learn a lot from each other. We have seen over and over how much collective knowledge exists across states. DaSy is working to create meaningful ways for states to come together to share what they know. Let's take a look at some of the ways states are learning from each other. DaSy has supported and will continue to support topical meetings. These meetings involve a small number of states coming together to learn from each other and from national experts about an important data issue. For example, at our recent meeting on local data use, teams of state and local staff came together to learn how to use their data to answer critical policy and programmatic questions. DaSy also has supported several learning communities. These early learning communities bring together states repeatedly to pursue a particular topic in more depth. Most of these meetings are by phone. Our Early Childhood Integrated Data System learning community, for example, consists of Part C and 619 staff who are interested in participating in their state's effort to build an early childhood integrated data system. This community evolved as a follow-up for state participants who attended a topical meeting on the same subject. Now Sharon Walsh is going to talk with you about a new kind of cross-state learning.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. This is Sharon Walsh, and I work with the DaSy project. I'm very pleased to talk to you today a little bit about the DaSy-led TA cohorts. If you listen to the ECTA cross-state learning video, and I hope you have, you heard Megan Vinn describe what a cohort was. I'm going to discuss that a little bit more just to make sure we're all on the same page. If you haven't listened to the ECTA tape, I encourage you to do so. The topic cohorts is a brand new kind of TA. It's a new model, if you will, and we're really, as Kathy said, very enthusiastic about it. It involves two kinds of work with each state team that joins. It's intensive TA with that particular state, and then it's cross-state TA with all the states involved. And that often includes face-to-face meetings. It includes some bi-monthly topical meetings, usually by webinar, and other activities as needed. The TA cohorts, topic cohorts, are designed to result in systemic change, and because of that, they span usually 12 to 18 months. It depends on the cohort. They're guided by two things in particular. One is states participate in a self-assessment of the DaSy data system framework, and also for some cohort team members, they focus also on the ECTA system framework. Based on those self-assessment results and the discussions that the TA team have with the state, they develop a written signed TA agreement with the DaSy project. That helps lay out for all of us the objectives, the outcomes, the things we expect to have happen, and that helps us with our evaluation, of course. The DaSy cohorts are all collaborative in nature. We work with other TA centers, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And as I said, just keep thinking they're involved with both cross-state learning opportunities as well as intensive individualized TA with each given state. So there are 3 to talk about. You heard about one of them that DaSy participates in when Megan Vin talked to you on the ECTA video, but I'm going to talk about the 3 that are DaSy-led. And the first one, as you can see, is called the Powerful Data for 619 cohort. We were very pleased to start this one. It was our very first cohort. And you can see from the map the states that are involved in the cohort. It is a collaborative effort, and you can see on the bottom of the slide, it's a collaborative effort from among DaSy, the ECTA Center, IDC, the NCSI Center, and recently we've had TA members from SID also participate in one of our intensive individualized activities. So all of the cohorts really thrive on collaboration across the TA centers to maximize all the expertise that we need. But you can see this state cohort has state teams involved. They generally, in the 619 cohort, will be the 619 coordinator, the data manager, sometimes the special ed director, or other special ed program staff, and frankly, anybody the state wants to join on their team. Occasionally, a local person or 2 will be on the team as well. I'm just going to put up for you, I certainly won't read them to you, a list of the focus topics for the 619 cohort. And these came from our collective work with each individual state team. And you can see the focus really is on data quality, and then all the topics that relate to data analysis, data visualization, preparing reports, making your data available to the public and to other audiences according to the way they will understand the data and use it in the best way possible. It also has a focus on data sharing, both across early learning centers or programs, and in some cases with longitudinal data systems within the state education agency. So because of that, we talk about data sharing, privacy, confidentiality, and data sharing agreements. I want to talk about the second cohort for a minute, which is the IFSP topic cohort. This cohort is using your IFSP data within your state data system. And for some states, that means the entire IFSP. For some, it means portions or components of the IFSP. You can see the states, the 7 states that are involved in this cohort. They're doing really exciting work, and in their case, the teams, as you might expect, are made up of the Part C coordinators, some state Part C staff, and of course the data manager from Part C. And again, they can also add other folks as they want to their state teams. Sometimes they add the 619 folks to their state team, and in the 619 cohort, sometimes they add the Part C state team members for them, and that works out really well. The topics from the IFSP cohort, which we would like to share just briefly with you, probably are not surprising. Some states are revising their IFSP as they're working on integrating it into their data system. They need to sometimes revise policies, there's stakeholder work involved. They have their purposes, including enhancing their reporting capabilities. Sometimes it's blending child outcomes with the rest of your IFSP process. It's geared toward answering many of DaSy's critical questions, which can be about the use of the data, or it can be about the program or the integration of the data. Any technical considerations or business requirements will also be discussed. So again, you can picture that each state would have their own individualized TA agreement with their own outcomes, and then across the cohort we work on things that are of interest to the entire cohort. One of the major principles in this cohort, this is a collaborative effort between DaSy and ECTA, and one of the major focus that we operate from all the cohort standpoints is that much of the information and expertise we need is housed within the states. And so they're all designed to do a lot of sharing across state teams and then to fill in the gaps through the TA as needed. Last, I'd like to just mention something we're really excited about. We have a third DaSy-led cohort that we're getting ready to launch in early February. It's being planned right now. We've just closed an invitational email that went to all of the state Part C and 619 and data manager folks. We've gotten tremendous response, and we're really pleased about that. This cohort is designed to work with states on linking data between their Part C program and their 619 special ed program. So that would certainly be in both directions, having C provide data to 619 and then data from 619 back to C. You can imagine the great critical questions that you could answer if that were a possibility in your state. And some states have made great progress in that area, and the states in this cohort will be doing so as well. Their topics too will involve technical considerations. It'll involve business requirements. It certainly will involve data sharing, because if the two agencies are in different lead agencies, as we have in most instances in states, there'll be probably data sharing agreements involved, or at least parent consent and other confidentiality issues involved. So whatever the states need, we'll be developing TA agreements with those. They'll launch in February and then proceed over the next 12 to 16 months or so. So I think that probably is all. Kathy, I'm going to turn it back to you. Kathy's going to tell us now a little bit about the range of state participation we have in all of our cross-state learning opportunities. Thanks, and have a great conference.
Thanks, Sharon. Sharon showed you which states are participating in our topic cohorts. Now let's take a look at how many states are or have participated in a larger set of cross-state learning opportunities that DaSy has led or supported. As you can see, there have been a lot of opportunities, and many states have participated in multiple activities. Since that was a pretty busy map, let's just take a minute and look at Part C participation. And here's what participation looks like for 619. Finally, we hope to see you this summer at the Improving Data, Improving Outcomes Conference, where you will have a chance to hear from many other states about how they are using data to improve their systems, practices, and ultimately outcomes for children and families. Start thinking now about something you would like to share. We know you want to hear what your colleagues are doing, and we're sure that your colleagues are looking forward to learning more about what is happening in your state. Thanks for joining us. Visit our website and follow us on social media for new ways to share and learn about data.